Hello student, today in this video I'm going to explain about the collision hypothesis by Harold Jeffrey. So, Harold Jeffrey was a British scientist who modified the original tidal hypothesis of the James Jean in 1929 and presented his concept as the collision hypothesis. Okay, the tidal hypothesis that was been given by the James Jean was explained the origin of the solar system, and along with that he also mentioned about the time and the shape and the size of the planets. But in spite of that, there are some drawbacks in his hypothesis. So Harold Jeffrey postulated his theory and modifying from the tried to solve his Harold Jeffrey tried to solve those drawbacks that are present in the James Jean's hypothesis by modifying the origin of the tidal hypothesis of the James Jean. Okay, so according to Jeffrey presented his theory based on the three stars in the universe. That was our primitive sun. The second one was its companion star, and the third one was the intruding star, which was moving towards the companion star. Okay. So the intruding star collided against the companion star, and due to that, what happened? The companion star was completely smashed and shattered, and some the shattered portions were scattered in the sky, where the remaining debris started to revolve around the primitive sun. However, the impact of the collision and the explosion enabled the intruding star to clear itself from the gravitational attraction of the primitive sun, and thus gradually vanishes in the universe. Okay. Next, he said that the planets of our solar system were formed from the remaining debris of the companion star, and it is said that the Jeffrey suggested that modification in the tidal hypothesis of James Jean with the intention to remove the major inherent weak points of the tidal hypothesis so that it can withstand the criticism of the modern day scientific world. Okay, the tidal hypothesis was propounded by James Jean, and which was modified by the Gerald Jeffrey, enjoyed a long lease of popularity and wide appreciation till the end of the first half of the 20th century because of its simplicity and inherent logic and the scientific appeal. But the hypothesis was severely criticized on various grounds. Okay, even Jeffries accepted in Gutenberg that his modified version of the tidal hypothesis needed some substantial modification, and in some places also it was very much completely wrong. Okay, so let us see the criticisms though. So first it is being said that according to B11, the universe is infinite in the space and the time, and the stars are also so distant from each other that such a close encounter between them is hardly possible. As you have seen, as you have known and seen in the earlier sites, that Jeffrey said that the presence of sun, the companion sun, and the intruding sun. He said that the companion star got smashed up between because of this gravitational attraction of this intruding star, and as a result of that it got totally broken up, and from this companion star all the small material came out, and from this small debris and the material our planets are born. Okay, but the most important criticism is that in our solar system no such close encounter, means the stars are present far away from each other. Okay, there is no such close encounter where is possible, where say a companion star or anything will get totally smashed up by another star. Okay, next is that James Jean did not explain the whereabout and the density of the intruding star which caused the tidal eruption on the surface of the primitive sun in the form of filament. Yes, when we learned about, or when we saw about James Jean's hypothesis, there is no such mention of the density of the intruding star was there. It is just said that when the intruding star came closer to the sun, what happened? Because of this gravitational attraction, the tide form, and from this tidal effect the filament form. But what is the density of this tide? Okay, it has not been mentioned over there. Okay, next is that the tidal hypothesis fails to explain the real distance between the sun and the planets in our solar system. It is said that the planets are born abruptly from the filament, but what is the distance between each of the planets and our sun? That is not being mentioned over there. Okay, so because of all this because of all these drawbacks, this hypothesis is not being clear, or not being a perfect one regarding the explanation of the origin of our earth, and also how other planets are also formed. Okay, so this is the end of this hypothesis. So thank you everybody. Please, if you have any problem, please mention in the comment section, and thank you very much.